do a quick demo to show you exactly what Interro AI can do for you as any kind of operator, but we're going to start out very basic. I'm not going to go through the whole, the projects, the posture proceedings, any of this stuff here. I'm going to get straight into asking Interro AI. Talking about today is a simple use case about proxy and the identification of abnormal proxy logs. So effectively, I'm going to just go ahead and say, write a query for, I'm going to change this to write a query in XQL. Let's go YARA-L SPL. And what the heck, let's do a CQL as well. The following. I'm going to go ahead and put this information in here. And then I'm going to click send. Hopefully I did that right. And then we can see what happens here. If you don't know what XQL is, it's the XIAM Cortex product. YARA-L is Google SecOps, or formerly known as Chronicle. SPL is Splunk. And then CQL is CrowdStrike. I chose these. There's some other languages we could have done, but just for example purposes. As you could see here, it's referencing the MITRE ATT&CK defend. Obviously, Atlas is for AI. Now, what I should have wrote in there was by efficacy, meaning the fidelity of the rule, the alert on a bell curve would be 96% accurate. I didn't do that, but let's just see what it generates in the process. And right now, it is effectively going through current playbooks that are in what I call the brain or the library itself. And as you can see, it's populating here on screen. And it's probably also giving me the triage process as well. For level 1, level 2 operators, what the triage process is effectively saying, do I see this? Yes, no. Answer is yes, true positive, no, false positive, and then et cetera, et cetera. Then there's a series of questions, a binary tree flow where the analyst level 1, level 2 goes through the process tree in which they say yes, no, okay, escalate to level 2. Level 2 is at a stopgap. Level 2 says, okay, this needs to be escalated to level 3 or incident responder, depending on the hierarchy of your team in any security operations center. So now I'm going to scroll back to the top so we can see everything that it did for us. And then I'll confirm whether it did the triage process as well. And if not, we could ask it after that and see what it gives us. So right here it says, here's the complete production ready multi-platform detection rule set for the Proxy Abnormal 400 series client errors by source IP, covering Palo Alto Cortex XDR, XQL, Google SecOps, Chronicle, YARA-L 2.0, Splunk SPL, and Chronicle Google SecOps. I don't know why I put Chronicle Google SecOps. I should verify that and change that to CrowdStrike query language, which I can do now and just say, let's see. Well, I'm going to scroll back up. I don't know why I'm scrolling. And just say correction for CQL. This is the CrowdStrike query language. SIM and G. And then I'm going to just ask it to confirm, which is cool that we got an error here, because then now you can see how this will burn this into memory in your own tenant when you have one. So if you do decide to trial this, you can say, hey, this is an error. I need you to burn this into memory. Don't ever make this mistake again. So we have a correction. CQL, this is the CrowdStrike query language, SIM and G. And just letting the brain know for your awareness, please burn that into memory. You can abbreviate with mem, and then, whoops. So for future reference. Okay, and so I'm just going to do that just before I get into the next part. Correction for CQL, this is the CrowdStrike query language, SIMMG. For your awareness, please burn this into mem. So for future reference, and let's just see what it outputs after this. You know, it's the first time I've actually run into that, so that's cool for this demo. I get to actually see what happens on that error, because I hadn't seen that previously. So the brain gets to learn, and I get to do a demo. Okay, so let's see here. Adjust your exact indicit proxy name in the Falcon SIM and CrowdStrike native events use process, blah, blah, blah. So it's telling us now what CrowdStrike uses. It's giving us the examples going forward. Every rule set I produce that includes a CrowdStrike query will use CQL Falcon Next-Gen SIEM, not Chronicle CQL or anything else. That's for the correction. That's exactly the kind of environment context that keeps everything sharp. Boom. So it even tells you, hey, thanks for letting me know. This won't happen again. Now we can go back to the top. And so I did this because it doesn't matter whatever you're running. If you're in, again, you know, if there's platforms that you want me to look, I should have put one in there for secure as well for UEBA. But in any case, I don't want to go down too many rabbit holes here. This gives you the primary techniques. This gives us supporting techniques. Here's the tactics, initial access reconnaissance. Here's the different signals that we're trying to identify. Here, 400 codes, 429. So here is the, and obviously whenever you're using this, you can change the author to your name. But it's giving you the headers. It's giving you everything that you need. It's giving you the breakdown. So here's your XSI rule, and which is the XQL. Here's the Google SecOps, same thing. It's breaking it down, giving you your headers. As you can see, the YARA-L format, which is meta, events, etc. Giving you your outcome. And then it breaks everything down here for your SPL, giving you the T-stats. Now, hopefully you can run T-stats in your environment. Some environments I've been in, T-stats is not available, and that's a configuration issue. You know, I won't get into that again, but that's, you know, SIM compliance, which is the common information model format. Won't go down that rabbit hole, but it breaks down the SPL for you right here. Gives you the notation, and then here was the correction. Shows you the different configuration items here. So it actually reconfigured for CrowdStrike. As you can see, the CrowdStrike query is much bigger. Then gives you attack coverage, gives you a bunch of little hidden nuggets, which it didn't do, which I can ask it. Now, for this rule, slash, it doesn't like to take the this rule query produce level 1 and level 2 triage, where triage is binary using a series of yes, no questions to determine if there is a true positive. Then I'll go ahead and enter. And again, everything is, I would say, there's going to be a massive library that's pre-baked in. I'm doing a new one so that I can actually display, I would say, the coverage, the ETA till you have actually your data. Something like this would generally take, I don't know, sometimes it depends on the content developer too. So that's the variable in every situation as well. So developing some of these things on your own would definitely take a long time. Now, when I was talking about bridging that gap between, the cybersecurity gap is having the knowledge that this gives you that general framework. It gives you those general bumper rails, if you will, to help a level 1, level 2 say, okay, what do I need to look at? Do I even have packed files? What is a packed file? Do these, proxy logs even exist? So many things might be coming to mind to a level 1, but this is why we have in mature security operations centers. In mature security operations centers, you would have what is called a triage package with either an SLA or it would be bound by an SLO. So again, maybe going too far into the cyber defense constructs, but what is the difference between SLA and SLO? So SLA is the agreement that is put on the specific rule itself. In this situation, the service level agreement might dictate we need to get this done in 15 minutes, where an SLO is an objective. So the service level objective would be that hopefully we can accomplish this thing in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 minutes, determine true or false positive within 30 seconds. That would be an SLO. That's the difference, where the SLA is, hey, we need to have this done in 15 minutes. The SLO is like, hey, our objective is to execute, get this thing knocked out in 30 seconds. So as you can see, it delivered the whole triage package. And I won't go through this, but just want to get back. So you can see the level 2, and I'm just, barely scratching the surface here, getting up to level 1. So up here you could see where it's effectively outlining the grid for you. So it's giving you both a visualization and a step-by-step process. So up here we were talking about SLO, SLAs, less than 5 minutes, tool, SIM, assist inventory, less than 20 minutes here on the level 2 SLA. And then as you can see here, really beautiful level 1 triage. And in any case, I'm Izzy Navarro, the creator and the founder of Interro AI. I would love it if you operators out there would give this thing a whirl, give me your feedback, thing, so that the brain itself can just continue to help cybersecurity operators out there.